I apologize if the dogs bark.
No, you're
Normally, normally
good.
they go crazy.
Dude, I got a dog too. I know exactly how it is.
Oh, okay, all right.
Welcome, guys, to another episode of Lil Talk with Lil Joey, and we have a special guest from Starborn's very own roster, JDP. How are you doing, man?
I feel good. As I always say, I feel phenomenal. You know, people be clowning me for that a lot. I don't know why, but
Dude, you gotta
I
make it
feel
into
good.
merch, man. You gotta make it into merch.
I was thinking
Yes.
about that for the next fight. Yeah.
Yeah, I see the shirt too, man. I mean, it looks sick.
Yeah, yeah. So one I used for the June 29th fight. So gotta
Yeah,
keep
so
promoting it.
so let's start with that. I mean, you make your debut on a card that you get ranked as an amateur. It's an very sanctioned, very professional kind of promotion, and you get the win in dominant fashion. So how did that feel? Just I mean, I guess we'll start with the build up. How did it feel going into this?
So when I was told I was fighting, so this is how it started. So Augustin hits me up on Twitter. He's like, "Do you want to fight on the 29th of June on the Vigilant card?" Right away I said yes. I wanted to fight. I always wanted to fight, and I've been looking forward to it. And I've been in training camp. Before the fight got announced, I've been in training camp just training, just waiting for the opportunity. So when Augustin gave me the opportunity, I was hyped. I accepted it right away, and we were looking for an opponent for about like 2 to 3 days. Once the opponent came and he announced that it was Garza, I didn't know who it was. And then I started getting notifications on my Instagram about being mentioned. He was like, "Yeah, this kid's gonna go to sleep." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So this is how it's gonna be. And the build up, honestly, it was good. It was a lot of back and forth, a lot of Can I curse on here or?
Oh yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, there was a lot of shit talking. So I feel like the build up was really good, and just the hype overall was really good for it too.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think the buildup made the fight like even better because you guys both showed like that you had been training for a while too. So it wasn't like, and I
Yeah.
know we'll get into the commentators at some point, but
Oh, I don't even want to talk about them. Like I
but
always say, Camden did great. The other
oh yeah,
two was like, I don't know. Like that one guy was all right, I guess, but the middle guy, he was doing too much.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
And so the reason I bring it up is because some creators in the scene are just starting out, so they're not exactly well versed in some of the combinations, the head movement, all this different stuff. But you were putting it literally all together. Combinations, head movement, getting into the pocket, getting out of the pocket quickly. I mean, it was the whole 9 yards. So, uh, how long have you been training, and was how did it feel finally being in the
So
cage?
okay, so first things first, the cage was actually cool. I'm not gonna lie. It feels like a ring, but it's just a cage. So I'm actually happy to be fighting on the in the cage again on October 19th. So I'm excited for that. But for the combinations, how you were mentioning it, I was not like that. And when I met my trainer, Mel, shout out to Mel's Mind, by the way. When I met him, bro, he put me to work. And every time we worked on the mitts, and every time I have this hand down or this hand down, he just like whack me just so I can keep my hands up. But he really pushed me a lot to work on going to the body and up top and just switching it up because I feel like that's what you have to do is switch it up, make your opponent trying to basically have your opponent thinking like, what am I gonna do next? But make it unpredictable, if that makes any sense.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
he told me switch it up as much as you can. Go up, go down, up, down, switch it up, hit him with some nice combinations, have him thinking pretty much.
Oh
So
yeah.
that was the game plan going in there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because we saw you were pumping out the jab really well, and
Still
I
got to
think
work on it, but
yeah, but I mean I mean jab, hook, hook, and then to the body. I mean, it was just I think your debut is definitely one of the most underrated in this entire scene. I don't think people are talking about it enough. Just talking about the scene, how does it feel finally kind of being, a fighter? You have a fight under your belt, a win under your belt, and you're finally in the influencer boxing scene.
it feels good. I've been wanting to be a part of this scene for a long time. And like I said, thanks to Augustin for giving me this opportunity. You know, if it wasn't for him giving me the opportunity, right now I'm probably still trying to be look for can't even speak. Still trying to look for a fight. So I do appreciate him for the opportunity. And being a part of this influencer scene, I would say it's something. It's definitely something. There's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, but it feels good to be a part of the scene and just meeting new people. These people are putting in the hard work that people don't really see. And they say that the influencers are ruining boxing. I don't think so. I think we're bringing new eyes to the sport. So I think even the small creators and the big creators, I feel like we're doing a good job, especially bringing new eyes to the sport. So,
Absolutely. And speaking of bringing eyes, I mean, you were probably, if not the most pivotal part of the promotion for Vigilant doing, interviews, making mock-up posters. Do you feel like the content side of the boxing scene is lacking? Because I know, in my last interview with Waffle, we kind of touched on it a little bit about how there's a lack of content from a lot of these people. So do you see that, or do you see
um,
something
I
different?
I do notice, especially in the small creator scene, I do notice this even goes with the big creator scene as well, with the bigger influencers. I see there's some that do post like really cool content, even if it's just short and reels and just YouTube videos in general. They do post, but then some don't, and then they're still getting these big opportunities. But then I mean, some aren't really like big creators, right?
Yeah.
Or not even a creator at all. And they get these opportunities where the small creators are just like, what about me though? Like I'm making all this content and then I'm not even getting the opportunity.
Yeah.
You see what I'm trying to say?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And
And
I
I feel like
think,
it's unfair as well.
oh no, yeah, I agree with you. And that's like it's called influencer boxing. It's creator boxing.
Exactly.
The point is if we wanted to go box and just box, we would have been doing amateurs. We all would have
Yeah,
been going to the amateurs. So I
exactly. Yeah.
I appreciate, the hard work that you put in for
Thank you.
Vigilant. I
Appreciate
think,
that.
yeah, absolutely. I think it elevated the hype for the card, and I think it was pivotal in having the small creator scene invested in it. Let's talk about this. So I have my interview with Garza. We
Yeah.
got to talk about, the fight and everything, and it looks like you two guys are, kind of in a sense, you guys are on the same team now. So how does that feel
Um,
going from opponents to that?
so I always had respect for Garza going into the fight. And after still respect, anybody, even if you hate them, you gotta give them respect for stepping in there because you're risking your life. You're
Yeah.
risking your life. You can get injured, hurt, or even worse. So you're risking your life, and much respect to him. But I didn't expect to be working with him, honestly. But it's cool because I'm helping him with GDT promotions. I'm not a part of that promotion. I want to make that clear.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
helping him though by
yeah.
making him the posters and editing his videos as well as uploading on the channel and everything. But it's cool. It's a cool thing. And he's making a really cool opportunity, giving these smaller creators and also an opportunity to fight and helping them get fights as well. So
Yeah.
it's really
Yeah, and
cool.
yeah, I think it's cool that, he was able to kind of in a sense hit the ground running and just keep, he
Yeah.
had, even though he took the loss, he still fought in that fight. It was a great fight, and then the
Yeah.
fact that he's brought a promotion together is just incredible.
Yeah. I want to make one thing clear. A lot of people are saying that he did bad. Honestly, I think he did good. I think he did good. He came out. He tried to stick to a game plan. Obviously, it's never gonna go the way you want it to go in a ring, even if you have a game plan.
Oh
But
yeah.
I think he did good. He definitely made me work to get the win, and that's what I wanted. So for people saying that he got his ass beat and all that stuff, to stop saying that because some of you probably wouldn't even step in there. So
There you go. There you go, guys. I mean, yeah, I think even the fact that, it was different styles too. I mean, Muay Thai background and boxing background. It was just I think people fail to kind of,
see that
see that
part.
part
Yeah.
about it. Yeah. Switching gears, just promotion wise, you joined Starborn. We are absolutely ecstatic to have you, and I know you were in talks with a few other promotions. I ain't gonna say names or anything, but you know, how did it how did it feel getting approached by these different promotions right after your fight?
Right after my fight, I didn't look at my phone right away. I was just trying to soak everything in. And then once I looked at my phone, I just seen all these notifications. I'm like, wow, I never get these notifications. And then it was like I'm not gonna name them, but there's promotions that were asking me if I would want to be a part. And I didn't just want to pick the first one that gave me the opportunity. I just wanted to listen to every single one of them and give them the opportunity to just pitch the idea, basically, put it if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I listened to every single one, and then from there I just made my decision and just went with Starborn. Much respect to all the other promotions. They're
Oh
doing their
yeah.
thing. They're doing great as well.
Yeah. I liked how professional you did go about it too, because I'll even say this openly. I was the one that had, the conversation with you, discussing, the pitch of Starborn and everything. But I
Yep.
liked that that was kind of the route you were going, was let me hear these pitches from people. Let me, directly have calls with them and hear what they have to say. So I love the professionalism from you,
Thank you.
as well as the contents, the content part. That it's hard work all around. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it is. A lot of people, even if you're doing a reel, sometimes those little reels can take a little bit out of you, but it's fun. I enjoy every bit of it.
Do you find you making reels as like an important part of your kind of content, or is it more, do you prefer to do more long form?
I enjoy making the reels. I really do. But I also do want to upload more on YouTube, just longer videos. I do want to do that. Sometimes I have trouble with like coming up with ideas on like what type of video to make. And I feel like that's with everyone until
Yeah.
they actually get like a pattern going where they could actually start to make content no problem. And for me, I'll even admit it. Sometimes I have a problem with like speaking and just trying to come up with conversations. So that kind of like brings me down to making the content. But obviously, I gotta make it work. So right now, I'm just starting off with the reels, getting used to everything, and then eventually, I want to start to make longer videos and eventually start doing live streams. So
Yeah, and so let's talk about your YouTube. I know it's got around 600 plus subscribers. Um, kind of how did that, how did YouTube kind of come about for you? Because I know every kind of creator in the scene, every boxer has kind of a different story of how they kind of got into the content creation. So how was that path for you?
okay, so before boxing, I didn't know about boxing. Put it that way, right? So all I wanted to do was just YouTube. I've always seen these, especially Call of Duty Zombies, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I always wanted to be a zombies YouTuber and just make content on that. And I've been watching so many zombie YouTubers where I was like, you know what? I'm starting up my YouTube channel. And that's basically what I really based it off of. And a couple wrestling videos on there. But I mostly based it off of zombies. And then after that, I kind of just wanted to switch it up a bit and do some like reactions though. And some like tier list rankings, like MCU movies and all that stuff, shows, like Cobra Kai, ranking the shows, like the characters and all that. But
Yeah.
I still want to do the zombie content part of it. But thing is, I'm trying to see how I can balance it because I don't want to mess up the algorithm. So I don't know if I should start making a separate channel for just for zombies and then keeping this channel with just reactions and all that stuff. But I'm trying to figure it out right now.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think it's cool. I think it's cool. I know, I'll bring up Thomas the Spartan. He's I did an interview with him on the first season of Little Talk, and he does a lot of he's got like three different channels where he does like Marvel videos, he'll do boxing videos, and then he's got gaming channels. So I think it's cool that, you know, especially with the scene being like predominantly boxing content, that there's like a difference in it, because the Marvel stuff, so many people love that. So I think it's such a great, lane to go in. And I think as well, at least in my opinion, you can let me know your opinion on this, but I think with boxing content, if you strictly stick to that, there's gonna be a ceiling for it because everyone in the scene is already watching all this stuff. So
Right.
it's like if you're gonna get to that ceiling where everyone's already watching you, so where can you expand that audience? So that's just my opinion, but
Yeah. I feel like if you stick to just creating one thing, for example, like you were just saying boxing, I feel like that's what people are really going to be expecting is just boxing content. And then once you start to release other type of content, that's probably when you start to lose some people's interest. So I feel like switching it up though, like really early on, just so they have an understanding, like you're doing boxing, zombie content, reaction, whatever it is, just so they know, so they can actually stay there and hooked, and then just come back and watch the content that you release.
yeah,
That's just how
yeah.
I see it.
No, yeah, I think yeah, because me, I've gone through a million different kinds of content that I wanted to create, but yeah, I think it's dope that that's, kind of the lane you want to go in, is just being able to kind of um make content that you love. I think that's
Right. Yeah.
another thing in the scene, is like the problem with a lot of people making content or not making content is they got to find something that they love to actually make content about because that
Yeah,
makes it like
exactly.
10 times easier.
Exactly. I feel like some people try to mimic other people's content just because they don't get an idea. So they're like, you know what? They did this. Let me try to do the exact same thing. Which I could say it's. I feel like it's all right, I guess, but don't try to like fully copy them. Have your own little twist to it, your own little touch, pretty much. That's how I would put it.
Because that's what separates you.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. Yeah.
absolutely.
But
So
obviously, try to be original. Try to be
yeah,
original.
yeah. So let's talk about it. So you got your fight coming up in October on Vigilant
Yep.
against Jazz Cole, who actually fought on Hype Boxing. So how are you feeling about that fight? How's preparation been going recently?
So preparation's good. It's really good. The training has been going great as well. And for Jazz, much respect to him, man. I know it's gonna be a tough fight, and that's what I want. I want tough fights. I don't want fights where I could just walk over people. I want the tough fights that are gonna put me to work and take me to deep waters where that's where I feel like I could learn more. Like I'm not afraid to lose. If I take a tough fight, I'm not afraid to lose. If I lose, cool, it is what it is. I'll just come back stronger and then fix whatever I did in that fight to lose and improve it in the next fight. So with this Jazz Cole fight, it's definitely be a challenge. I feel like I can pull it off. I believe I could win. So with this fight, it's definitely gonna be a challenge. So I'm really excited. I know he's training. I know when he shows up, I think he's gonna come strong once that bell rings. So I gotta be prepared.
I love it. And do you have, you know, do you have a set plan for just your or more so like a schedule for your boxing, your training and then like the content side of things for this fight?
What like the schedule that I have for like making content and just
Like
training.
yeah, is there like do you have like a set thing so you're not like either doing too much of one or the other?
So I work Monday through Fridays, 8 to 4, and then after that I go into training. So basically the times I make content will be the weekends. And then when I do finish training, whatever time I have left, if I have enough time, that's when I'll try to record a little something, maybe like 2 to 3 reels, just to have something to upload throughout the weeks. So I can get some more time to actually get something done.
All right. Yeah, no,
I just try to balance it pretty much.
I think balance is especially in the small creator scene because a lot of us are working these, 9 to 5 jobs. I'm working a 9 to 5 job. A lot of us are
Right.
working. Some people are working even late nights. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think the balance is like very key to this. So with your first fight on Vigilant, you had like a whole fight kit and everything. Um, I can't remember specifically. Did you have any sponsors on those shorts, or was it
I
just
had the kickboxing gym that I train at. That is where my coach is from. He trains there as well. That's where he trains and he gets his fights off of as well. And that's where I train as well. And I had the person that made the kit for me on like the back of my jacket, like her logo was like big. I'm pretty sure it's hard to
snap?
miss. And then I had the logo of the person that made these shirts as well.
That's
And then I had
awesome.
the Mel's Mine, which is my coach's Instagram page and all that stuff.
Nice. Yeah, and so like for this fight coming up, I know Starborn, we're working actually on getting you some sponsors and stuff like that. But so have you reached out to any sponsors at all, or is there like any
Not
companies?
not at the moment yet. Not at the moment yet. I am working on it, trying to make like a cool little background thing, like a little poster, so I could post it and then start to see what I can get up.
Being as this is, your second fight now, is there do you have any plans like past this, or is this your like main focus right now?
I fully focus on jazz at the moment. I still have in the back of my head, I have people that I want to fight in the future because I want to continue fighting. I do, but right now I'm just fully focused on jazz, 100%. Oh, you want me to name someone I want to fight in the future? I'll name drop one, but
All right. Yeah, let's hear
so
it.
I don't know if he's still boxing or not. I don't know if he retired or something, but it was Alex Wasabi.
Ooh.
So
Ooh,
I don't
that'd
know.
be a good fight.
I don't know if he's retired or not, but I always wanted to fight Alex. So
That would be a good fight. I think, yeah, I don't know if he's retired or not. That's a good question.
because I don't know if he's fought since the Prime card, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I think that was his last fight.
Yeah.
But speaking of the, Alex Wasabi and the Prime card, is Misfits a goal for you in like one of your end goals for content and boxing?
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to work on getting my name out there so I can hopefully one day get on Misfits. Obviously, it's not gonna happen this year, it may not happen next year, but it's gonna take time. I just gotta keep getting fights, keep getting my name out there, keep winning, and just staying consistent with content. I feel like I can make it happen. I just gotta work for it. But getting on
100%.
Misfits is one of my goals. So,
Besides just Misfits, we just had, the ICS card yesterday, and ICB is still very prominent in the scene. Is an ICB belt something you'd be interested in fighting for?
oh, I'm down. Yeah, 100%. Of course,
I love it.
100%.
I love it,
I
man.
did I did want to get on the ICS card for the October card in Atlantic City because that's closer to me. 'Cause I live in
Yeah.
Jersey. So I didn't know if that was gonna happen. So I just went with Vigilant for the 19th and all that.
Yeah.
So
So I know ICS has got, quite a few tour dates is what they're calling it for
yeah. I still be
their
down to
events.
fight for ICS in a different location. So I'm happy to travel. I want to travel anyway. So
Hey, you guys hear that? ICS, we got a star for you.
yes, sir. Just give me a place, a time, and a date. So
Love it. I love it. Well, obviously, I don't want to keep the interview too long, but I will leave you with this. If there's a message to Jazz or your fans or your haters, whoever it is, what is your message?
well, first things first, I want to say that haters aren't really haters because they're always talking about you. They're always putting your name out there, so they're not really hating at that point. That's how I see it. And for fans, I want to say fans they're like more like family. So I just want to say, just go follow your dreams. People tell you can't do it. That's just them telling you that they can't do it. That's why they're trying to bring you down. So they know you can do it. That's why they tell you that. And for Jazz, I want to say I hope he comes 100%, which I know he will. We're gonna put on a great performance for everyone. He's gonna show out. I'm gonna show out. I believe it's gonna be fight of the night as well. So I'm excited. Make sure to stay tuned in for October 19th on the Vigilant Secret IF2 card. So
Let's
and the other
go.
fights because the other fights are gonna be crazy. I'm telling
Got
you, they're
some
gonna fire.
got some great fights on that card. And guys, don't forget to follow JDP on all platforms. I have him linked in the description for all his links. Also, don't forget to use code JDP on Lil Shop of Joey to get any of your Starborn merch, because all those proceeds will go back into fighters like JDP. Appreciate it, guys. I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you, JDP, for coming
Yes,
on to the
sir.
show. It's gonna
Thank
be
you.
a good
Appreciate
one.
you for having me. Thank you.
Absolutely.